Hello my cabbages, welcome back to another mapping video. Yeah, so last stream was good, or preview, Enderman Content Peak, which is nice because if you don't know, it is 1.1 K subscribers, or 1,000, so thanks for watching my video, thank you very much, and also it was Huzia Rafia suggested live that we should call this little excave Kalashia because like a religious minority went there and like kind of lived there. And speaking of that, I made a religion map. So we have, most of them are pretty much the same. You can see a bit of differences, but then we also have like light blue religion over here, which is kind of like this religious minority, and they kind of like, they're kind of, you know, the old ruler was bad, but like they just had like a divine prophecy or something about like the blue team leaders, and like they had to stick with them, and the blue team was kind of like put off, like kind of weirded out, but they're like, okay, we'll take more people. If you don't think that's logical, I mean, actually, technically, some of the Aztecs and, like, Native Americans thought the Spanish were divine because it happened to align with one of their calendars. So, yeah. But yeah, no, there's some minor changes, and also, pink religion, depending on how this video goes, how long you want to make it, I might do something with that, but it's probably going to be dormant for a while, just slowly expanding. You'll see about that later. And I also have like a gray area to show what part of the world they've explored. I'm probably not going to use it much, but it's there. Like, it's there. But anyways, let's start on with this video. Let's start with just doing a simple chill expansion of the countries, because, you know, it's always nice to just expand. I mean, you know, they're not just static countries. They'll expand quite a bit because they have military power, and they're kind of anti-expansionist, but they're like slow expansionists. And the red team ruler, let's just say the red team ruler was removed for the throne, because people, like, even, let's just say it was just the military didn't like him, the rest of people liked him, basically, so they keep on expanding, really forcefully, which is not the best idea. Problems will eventually probably come. I mean, if you've seen, like, the, yellow team and, Ada's Pro Series, you know what's gonna happen. Not exactly what's gonna happen. I'm gonna change it up. I don't want to just copy and all that. Because, everybody doing the map series eventually expired with Ada's Pro, basically. But yeah. The purple people are expanding, because, like, they're a big nation, a lot of population. Probably not gonna update the religion map, only, like, that much, only in between, videos. You won't see it updated yet until, well, next video, so, yeah, you'll have to wait. But yeah, no, all of them just slowly expand because their military is expanding, and also something you find interesting about religion is that the light blue religion even expands into that country. It might become a thing later where they're kind of want to revolt, because like I said, they had a connection with them. Yeah, later, why not now? The people, I'll say, let me just draw a line on this map to make it easier. And boom. Think smarter, not harder. Wait. Oh, because I just expanded it and it showed on okay. So basically, there's a rebellion here because they want to join. Like, these people, like, there's people that are unhappy here because, like, still have religion, but they were, like, super devoted, so they kind of, like, really rebel, and the light blue team is, like, obviously not happy about this, and, like, they've kind of just been sparing them, but they decide, this new ruler, let's just say, eventually time passes, they get a new ruler, they're, like, they're the type of person they're really strict, and they're like, we can't just let them rebel, so because they have way stronger army, they can't just crush them, because even though they had decently sized land, it was not much people, like I said, religious minority. And after, yeah, I'll deal with that in a bit. I'll update the religion map. You don't have to worry about that, but not yet. So this new ruler right now is like kinda unpopular for being, you know, over the top. I have Blue Team 2.0, but like they're not super bad. They're like, oh, they captured the land, but like we didn't like the blue team anyways. You know, that's not that bad. The dark red team continues to be blue. Or then what? Huh? And even though they have some backing from the blue team, but now that the war's done, they don't have as much because there's mainly just uniting against the red team. But they all slowly expand, except for the poor blue team, just kind of stuck here, sandwiched in, because their other territory got taken. And like eventually on the religion map, you know, let's make 2 things happen other than expansion. Or no, 3 things happen. 1, this little religion over here. Oh, I'm on the wrong layer. Whoops. Okay, as I was saying, this country decides to expand a bit before I was rudely interrupted by my computer. Or not country, but religion. And so basically, I'll have this new kind of dark blue religion, like, splits off from, yeah, let me, it's in the wrong layer? Wait, is it in the wrong layer? Okay, so boom. So let me do this by cross-referencing. Okay, 3 things happened while that was happening. I had a bunch of technical difficulties, but I'm back. Okay, so this little pink team expanded, and also we have like dark blue religion. These people were kind of cut off because kind of like North Korea and South Korea, they don't have the best border situation, but they're also kind of like devout but not exactly rebelling. They're kind of becoming more mellow, and like the Turkish team isn't, the light blue team not quite subjugating them yet. So they basically create a more radical, it's basically just more radical because the blue people are annoyed, and the cyan people happen to be gone. Their culture is gone. War crimes. Yeah, they just committed this world's first war crimes. But in other words, yeah. Yeah, so, fun stuff. No, nobody said that. So, other countries, it's kind of hard to continue on from what just happened, but, started expanding, and most people don't know about it yet, because people, like, didn't find out, because the only people that know about it were the people that were here, and, you know, the communication isn't the best. People are just like, okay, thrillers, okay, yeah, we'll get through it. But they didn't know that this happened until slowly, after some countries do some little bit of expansion, especially the red team, because they're, you know, expanding a lot. People start to hear rumors about, stuff that I might not be able to send you to. I mean, except in Avatar The Last Airbender, that show is a TV7 show, but I don't know, I'm still impressed to this day about it. But, they start getting rumors, and people are like, oh, at first it's like, it's fine. I mean, I know that king was a bad guy, but, like, he's not gonna do that. But eventually, people realize this is true, and people, like, yes, they're like loyalists and all that, but they don't condone that. They're not those type of people. and, like, they mostly, like, rebel except for, let me find a good color. Mr. Big Blue, if you don't know the lore about Mr. Big Blue. So most of them, this whole area rebels except the region around the capital, which are, like, the government somehow maintains, and basically they create, like, an ultra-nationalist, because the capital is always, like, super nationalist, because, you know, that's where they lived, and just, ultra-nationalist sphere, and people are just, like, yeah, no, it's a whole thing where they're not good people, they're really not good people. Yeah. So let me create new religion out here. Because these are like the same religion even though they changed colors, so actually that's kind of confusing. But it's different government. Let's create light. Yeah, they kind of have a bit of a ultra-nationalist movement around the capital, and you know, and these people are super loyal, and they're not kind of good people. They believe in not okay things. It's not horrible yet, but we should definitely keep an eye on them in the future, and if they're lucky, technically war crimes haven't been invented yet, but yeah. Okay, so let's get back to more wholesome stuff. That was ooh, yeah, no. So the red team expands as always, and people rebel again. And honestly, they could have created their own country, but they kind of like, I like this dark red country, and kind of just like if we look at the religion map, this is basically where they were before and where they are after. So wait, you know, let me cross-reference that. So if I just do that and then boom, boom, it's roughly, not exactly, some people are still happy, but, and then boom, this whole area joins the dark red team. Now they don't really have any option to expand much further than like coastal landing, because they're like they agree with each other a lot, and so now the border gore is even more like border gore even more. Wow, rhyming. Like I feel like too many content creators just like some meta things like just hate border gore, but like embrace the border gore. It's more realistic. Just look at realized borders. Border gore is real war. And I still love how it just the blue team had like the same thing happen twice. Now they have two small countries here. Yeah. War crimes. Yeah, so the dark grayish blue team is kind of taking the post of morally right and all that. And honestly, the blue team kind of gets into like better leadership, and they honestly kind of eventually. Oh wait, no, I'm not doing that narrative. I'm doing the narrative where they're like that, and because now that the bad people are no longer touching them, these blue people kind of just exist now. But yeah, no, the blue people in their territory start to nationalize even more because they're just like, we have been oppressed and want to basically just think of MAGA, but in a fictional world. Yeah, no, that basically sums it up. Basically MAGA. I created MAGA unintentionally. Okay. On another though. Let's just do another small country expansion because, first I did war crimes and now I created MAGA. What a video. How did it come to this? If you don't know, I kind of do these videos on Twitter. I mean, I don't know why it hasn't been that long, but like in the first video I talked about how I don't really have much of a script. I mean, I have ideas, like, and of course, you know, I know different character traits for the countries, but I kind of just roll with it. Like, the only thing I really thought of was like making this new religion. Well, I didn't think of it, you know, the viewer thought of it, and also like, you know, just having the team. I didn't really think of much until, like, you know, and I was just like, oh, like that was unexpected, even though I technically created it. But okay, then the Dark Ray team. Also, I feel like right now, I mean, the Dark Ray team is the biggest, but also they kind of fought like 3 wars so far. I mean, technically, it's a different government than the blue team, but we count it as kind of the blue team. It's kind of like that. And, you know, also, I'm gonna do this right now. We see a little return of... Oh, wrong there. Little return of... Boom. Okay. So, like, what kind of happens? Like, most people were kind of like, I mean, it wasn't exactly like that. They were kind of like convert or die, and some people kind of converted, and now their population's really low. So, like, even though they have a decent territory, because their religion map still hasn't been completely updated, so it's like this territory. It's very low population because, like, you know, what happened. It's kind of sad, but I don't know, that's just fictional life. It's not even real life. I can't just be, that's just life. It's just fictional life. I could be making this way more, like, peaceful, but honestly, by the way, it is just this way in real life, and some people have to deal with that. I don't. And I'm glad I don't, because I would not want to deal with these things. But okay, why has video been getting so dark so many times? Okay, let's lighten the mood. This is a video. Don't want to get demonetized or anything. Okay, what happens next? Let's say I did like expansion. Let's say, you know, I feel like a lot of creators are too scared to do this. Like, what happened with the blue team? Another country, they've been seeing this whole country action, like, oh, cool, I want to be a country, tip-top of the morning. I don't know why I'm thinking, that's not even British. It's just tip-top of the morning, but it doesn't even sound that British. So they create a green state over here. Their morals are kind of undecided right now. They're kind of just a new country, but, you know, and of course, what is that? Of course, we'll create a new religion. Like, I gotta go fix that. Boom. Okay. Of course, we'll, you know, create their own religion. I'll update that later. But, yeah, no, there's a new country here. And speaking of new country, every new country needs a capital. Every new country needs a capital. Okay. Yeah, now if anybody wonders, I just do all this in Microsoft Paint. Like, people think, I feel like some people think it'd just be hard to do, but this is just literally just Microsoft Paint. It's really not that hard. You just gotta draw lines on the map and believe. But yeah, this green team, they're kind of like semi-peaceful and semi-patriotic. They're kind of, yeah, no, they're just kind of neutral country right now. Of course, they're, you know, monarchy like all the countries here. Or could even implement an oligarchy. That could be fun. No, in real life it wasn't. I don't know. It will turn out eventually. Like I said, this is just being created on the fly. I mean, they are the color of money. I could make them like ultra capitalists and just do an early like 1900s America, but in like probably way more ancient times. Honestly, that sounds funny. All this came from the color of the dollar bill. So they're capitalists, and it worked with America, so let's just say they expand quite a bit. I mean, eventually I have to give them a recession, but you know. They invent money very early on somehow. And the bartering was like the only thing. Let's just say, who cares about history? Fictional history. We'll just make them expand, because of the color of money, that means they're capitalists. I know, the best logic ever conceived. Okay. I shouldn't be laughing at my own jokes. Who is laughing at me? No. Wrong color. Okay, everybody expands a bit, or at least the people that can expand. They don't really expand down here, because there's not enough people to really expand anymore down here. You know. And then the red team's been sitting around for a while, and keep on getting rebelled upon, and they want to keep on expanding, so they decide that they want to expand so much. They don't even want to go with war to the dark red team because of morals really right now. They just want to get more land. They kind of get caught off guard, but then they just keep on expanding. Like, and eventually the dark red team is like, this is a horrible strategy. Like, we can just cut you off. And then the red team just keeps on expanding. They don't even need their, like, commanders. They're just... And they're like, what are they doing? Like, why aren't they fighting us? And it's just, like, they're just confused. This is horrible strategy. And let's just, from this... The king just told them to go expand. And this area is probably pretty underpopulated, but they kind of just expand. And the dark red team is like, I mean, I guess if they're not taking any more of our land, we're kind of chill with it? Question mark. So they just kind of let them have an exclave there. And they kind of just let the red team pass through their land. It's completely unexpected. They don't have beef with each other. They just... I don't know why I'm sounding surprised at something I'm doing. Like, they don't have beef with each other. How could this happen? I'm not doing this. Let's just make a... let's just... Boom. And let's just... This is not a new country, but it's basically just shared use land, which probably wouldn't be invented for like a long while, but yeah. So, unexpectedly wholesome, and while they're at it, the red team said, can we have shared use land for that land? And they're like, yeah. Because this new ruler in the red team still is very expansionist, because all of them have to be expansionist. But they're nice and diplomatic, which will probably change eventually, but and it'll lose ties to the land, but it's like, huh. And while that's kind of happening, this isn't because anything bad, it's just because this area was feeling neglected before, but they're like, nope, wrong layer. They're like, they're back, and like, we're being, so the religion, doesn't die down that much, and at the same time, it actually gets more popular in other areas, so it's kind of like a bit of a mixing bowl. But, hint hint, when it gets cut off again, it's gonna thrive. But, it's just... Also, that has happened in this video, from horrible to amazing wise. Horrible to amazing wise. And, while we're at it, why not, whoa. Too big. Way too big. What? Oh, wrong layer. Okay, let's just say this country found this area. They found a little bit more inland. They didn't really explore much here. More ocean. Let's just say the red team was exploring the ocean. Okay. Honestly, I feel like that's it. This might be a bit shorter of a video than before, but I don't know. I feel like I did quite a bit in this video, and thanks for watching. Post your suggestions in the comments below. And goodbye, my cabbages.